for Miss USA, yes, you will go on to Miss Universe if you win. And then for America, America's the top.
How do you not deal with jealousy or worrying about the fact that maybe your boyfriend has an eye for Miss, Hawaii or something?
She's the prettiest girl up there, duh.
No, I don't think he has wondering eyes.
Okay. Was that an issue with the ex-boyfriend who went to the pageant?
Well, yes. He did cheat on me.
No.
Oh,
yes.
Welcome back to the Dating Diner to go. We are here in Kentucky. We are not at the diner, and we are here at Shamrocks in Lexington, Kentucky, and we are joined with one of our favorite guests. I mean, she has so much to share today. She is one of the most popular girls in Kentucky.
All of Kentucky.
And matter of fact, one of the most popular girls in the USA.
It's true. She's literally a queen.
Literally, Jinx. She is Miss Kentucky and first runner-up to Miss USA, Connor Perry.
Connor's here.
Hello. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
We're so happy to have you.
Yay.
I'm in the presence of royalty right now.
Please.
I'm like shaking right now.
Hardly royalty. I'm very regular.
Do you know about like aura, right? Like you have some real
You have some aura.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll take that.
For sure, like plus 9,000 aura.
I
Like
agree.
You got it. You have such a presence, especially when you walked in here with your shades on, right at 9 in the morning.
Yes.
She's like
Literally 9 a.m.
ready to slay early morning.
That's how you do it, queen style. Yes.
Guys.
Well, we have so much to ask you, so much to share. And, I don't know if you knew this or not, but Sarah is a model too.
I am.
Yes, obviously.
Oh, stop.
You're so gorgeous.
Yeah, you are.
And we were hoping that maybe to start, because you're obviously one heck of a model, like maybe give her a little bit of modeling advice. How can she kill it?
I can take a little advice from you.
I don't think you need it, but I don't know. Like, advice on what? What are your questions?
Well, you have a walk. Like, you have got a walk.
Okay,
you got
yes,
some
yes.
legs, girl. Like, we were all sitting on the couch just, like, rewatching last night,
That's
and
so
we were
funny.
like, this girl is striking. Look at her
Thank
walk.
you. Thanks. So I guess your walk should be catered to you and your body. So I have really long legs, and I've been a dancer my whole life. So my walk, whenever I was working on it, the things we had to tweak were like letting me sit in my hip.
Yep.
Because I'm so used to like staying like engaged, like all of my muscles engaged and not really coming out of alignment because of dance. So it's okay to let your like, you have to like sit into those curves,
Yes.
to like, make the picture. It's like a picture.
Yes.
Every single step. And then also your arms. I used to swing my arms like crazy.
Me too.
So it's like you need, yes, and because you don't think about it.
Yep.
It's like when you're walking just in regular life, like nobody thinks about it.
Right.
But you do have to let them be a little bit more stiff than you would naturally do, but not too stiff.
Yes.
So it's very nuanced,
When you're like swinging your hips, this is what I learned when I was learning the model walk.
Yeah.
My like coach, she was like, you need to swing your hips more. And I was
Yes.
like, I feel like I'm swinging my hips like
Yes.
a lot.
Literally.
But it looks good when you do it.
Yeah, it looks good. And you feel like you're doing a lot more than it reads
Yes,
on stage.
exactly.
So that's
Yes.
most things.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. We were very curious about that. I was like, dang, she just kills it.
Yes.
No,
I mean,
that's
you
so
got
funny.
that strut,
Thank
like
you.
it's insane, and you have these like really strong muscular legs too.
Yes.
Which
Thank you.
my legs are scrawny. Like in
She's got
comparison,
dancer legs.
You got the dancer legs.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's impressive.
Yeah, I guess.
It is. Yeah. But no, that's good advice. Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I was
Sarah?
going to ask, so we're novices on the whole pageant world.
Right.
We didn't even know that there was a difference between Miss America and Miss USA.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that.
That's
so
most
what are the
people.
key differences?
Yeah, so I honestly didn't know
Yeah.
much either, like until I started competing. But yes, so America, the primary differences are that America is a scholarship organization, and there's talent in America. So there's no talent portion in Miss USA. And that's
Gotcha.
that's like the main difference. There are like little nuances, and maybe sometimes people say a different vibe between the two, but those are the primary differences.
I see.
When you say talent, like a talent show.
Yeah, so you have to have a talent to compete. So dance, a lot of people do like a her story, which is like a sometimes like a spoken word or like things like that. You can play instruments, you can sing, any talent that you have. It is showcased in Miss America.
I see.
And so, what made you want to choose Miss USA rather than Miss America?
Well, like I said, going in, I didn't know much about
Yeah.
either. I had friends who'd competed in USA. And I had one friend who competed in America growing up, but that was a long time ago and we were really young. So at least right before I competed, I only knew people who had been in the USA system. So that's just one I went with, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And do you have to stay loyal to Miss USA? Like, can you ever switch over to Miss America?
Too.
Yeah, like you can go between different systems. There's a lot of other ones as well. There's international systems. There's like supranational. There's grand. There's charm. There's so many. Like it's honestly confusing because there are so many, even to me, who's someone who's in it. But I will say that the two that most people recognize are USA and America, and yeah, you can go in between.
That makes sense. Does it start at like county fairs and things like that? Is that where you?
So that's a whole different thing.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
a whole nother
It's
one.
not the same.
Yeah, there is a Kentucky County Fair, and that's a big one here. Like that one I went to watch this year, and I think there were like 80 girls in it.
Oh
And
my gosh.
It's a long pageant, and I feel like that's a smaller year too for what it has been.
Wow.
It is a long pageant.
Well, Connor told us when she walked in that Miss USA, Miss Kentucky, that was your first pageant. That is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
A lot of
I'm like, I don't know how that happened.
Did a lot of people that you were competing against like grow up doing it their whole life?
I will say a lot of people do. I'm not sure like my year specifically, the girls that I competed against at Kentucky, if they had done it like a bunch of years growing up, but I know some of them had competed before.
Yeah.
And it's usually not the first timers, you know,
Right.
that do it.
Make it all the way.
No.
Look at you though.
Facts. Look at you. Like you literally started at the top, and now we're here. Like that's insane. Like so. Like what's next? 'Cause I really want to like use this episode to learn more about pageantry and where you can go after Miss USA to Miss Universe to. Is there Miss Milky Way Galaxy?
Right. Something like that. Yeah, there should be. But yes, so. English specifically for Miss USA, yes, you will go on to Miss Universe if you win, and then for America's the top, and then for the other pageants, there's a Miss World, there's a Miss Earth, there's different ones,
Earth.
but there's like so many, and they're different systems. So Universe and USA are like the same system.
I see.
And then it's like so you're Miss Universe USA or you're Miss Canada USA. Or Canada Universe.
Right, Miss Canada
Or,
Universe. That's interesting.
Yeah.
See, that didn't make sense. So I was looking it up last night, and I was looking up 2024 Miss America, and you weren't popping up. I was like, where is she?
Where is she?
Who is this woman?
Lying. She's a poser.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. Is she lying to us? Then I looked at Miss USA, and then it hit me.
Yes.
So I'm putting it all together.
Yeah.
It's hard to even understand. Like, even if I explain it to you, it's like, sometimes
It's
I
a
still
whole
get confused.
world.
So it is. It's a whole world.
Yes.
Like pageant land is what people call it.
Well, with modeling, I know there are definitely like some stereotypes people have about modeling, and you're a model too.
Yeah.
Are there any stereotypes about pageant girls that are just wrong? Like you guys have got it all wrong?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's plenty.
Yeah.
Especially like thinking that pageant girls are just dumb or just, praised for their looks. Obviously, that's not the case because the reason people win is because of all of their accolades and because of, being transformative in their communities and going to these amazing schools, holding these degrees and just like these insane jobs, So I think that what makes a pageant girl set apart from most other women is like how amazing they are and like how they're leaders. I think that's really the point of pageantry is to be a leader. So
yeah, being a leader, I think that's really important because when I was watching last night, again, just to remind you guys, we watched 2024, the Miss USA competition, and Connor, she went deep. She went literally first runner-up. Like, she was all the way at the end of the show, which is such a flex. Like, that's insane. But I guess what I was curious about is, why do you think that you went so far? What made you so good versus all of the other girls?
Ooh.
I do not have an answer to that. I ask the same question every day. I don't know. I just showed up and had fun. I did not expect a thing going in because, like I said, you're competing with the best of the best.
Yeah.
Like, I already was competing with girls who were in the game in Kentucky. Somehow that worked out. And so then going into USA, I was like, I'm going to try my best and I want to give myself the best chance, but I am not expecting anything. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why, just because I took the pressure off, so I was able to just be myself and, enjoy the experience. Because when you walk in that interview room, which interview is 50%,
Yeah.
I think it's like technically maybe 33 in some
Wait, I don't
systems.
think I know what interview is.
Oh, okay. Let me break it down.
Yeah.
Let me break it down.
Let me break it down. I'm getting ahead of myself. So when you go into a USA pageant, there's, I think, 3 categories. So swimsuit, evening gown, and interview. Interview is typically first most of the time, and it was at USA. And that's your like private interview in front of a panel of judges, the same judges who judge you on stage. But yeah, they ask you questions, and it's really, really, really quick. So I think our USA interview was 4 minutes, and my state interview was 2 minutes. So 2 questions. It was literally 2
Wow.
questions. That's all we had time for.
Wait, what were the questions?
I kind of blacked out, but
I would too.
so at Kentucky, they asked me about my neuroscience degree, and I think maybe like how it kind of had to do with dance, because I'm a dancer, and then I have a neuroscience degree, so it's like obviously people ask about that a lot because they don't really coincide. But they asked me about
Gorgeous
that.
and genius.
Thank you. And then they asked me, why did I want to be Miss Kentucky USA? Obvious question. And that was it. And then at Miss USA, they asked me something about like how it was like being tall, like just feels like they want to get to know you. Like it's really a personality interview, and that's one of the things that like it's hard to get out of your head, because it is about what you say, but it's more about how you say it, because it's so quick. So you want to make an impact, and it's hard to do that in such a short amount of time. So that's why it's like you need to really be concise and say what you want to say and things like that. So that's interview. And then obviously swimsuit. It's more fitness now, you know, like they're looking at your overall health and wellness and, you know, fitness, things like that. And then evening gown. So
And we got to talk about that evening gown.
Yeah, very polarizing.
That dress was beautiful.
Thanks.
And I wanted to ask you, because you've got like your colors down.
Thank
Did you
you.
do like one of those like color analysis? Like, how did you know like what looked so good on you?
That's funny. No, I did not. And it's funny because whenever you win Kentucky, we are sponsored by Henry's Cloud9 in Columbus. So they will help us pick and design our USA gown. And I literally walked in that room and I said, I will not wear yellow and I will not wear orange.
Really?
Because they like, I mean, I feel like it's just very obvious to put me in yellow or orange.
Right.
Because those colors pop and they look good. And I was like, I want to do something different. Like I want to do something completely unexpected. And they're like, no, you're wearing this. This is your dress and it is yellow. And I was like, okay. I was like, let me leave it to the professionals.
Listen, I mean, I get wanting to like do something different,
Right.
but it worked.
They nailed it.
It worked.
They nailed it. And I would have never picked that dress for myself. And I think that's what a lot of people say when they do go and design their national gowns. They're like, I never would have picked this, but it ended up being like the perfect choice.
Yes, you just looked like a flower. Like it was just like, it was so
But
amazing.
it was a flower, right? Like,
I mean, it was just like
just a lot of poof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poof there, a lot of poof in the back. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. It was just a lot, but I think it worked. And people did not like my dress.
What?
People hated it.
Who's people? Jeez.
America.
Not these people.
Right. Not the people I know, but the people online hated it.
Are you kidding me?
Like all those little forums where they talk about us and stuff.
Really? Why have I not read these forums?
I think they're just
they go in.
jealous.
No, they go in. And
What,
I
like,
love it.
Do you have an example of something that they would say?
They're like, well, they just hated it. They said it
hated
was
it.
too much.
Okay.
They said it looked like a clown costume. Like they were like, what is she doing? Whoever put her in that dress was sabotaging her.
No way.
Like crazy stuff. And I mean, that's the point though. That's like why they put me in that dress. They're like, people are going to talk about that
Yeah.
dress. And they did.
And they did, and it got you the
I
first
think
runner
that
up,
they're
so-
wrong
And it
and
did
they're
its job.
jealous and they want your dress is what it is.
They're preying on my downfall.
That's exactly what it is.
I didn't know there were Reddit forums like that. That actually makes me
Yeah.
mad. Like, I actually want to fight them.
I do too.
No,
so
I
wrong.
don't mind it at all. I was the person who was up at night at USA reading the hate comments. I know I
Yes.
should not do that, but I like
Was it the night of, or like
literally the night after prelims, going into finals, I was like reading my
So it
roommate
doesn't
in
get to
Ohio.
you.
No.
Good.
No, that stuff doesn't get to me. They don't know us. And
Exactly.
They don't see behind the scenes, but it is interesting just to like see how you're being perceived.
Yeah.
So it's probably not the best. Like my family's like, don't look at that
Yeah.
stuff. But it literally doesn't bother me.
Well, in like modeling and probably pageantry too, like
Right.
you have to be used to hearing
So
no's
used
and
to it.
critique.
Yes,
and
it's just completely subjective. So
Yes.
it's like you can't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was curious for the longest time too if the people or the girls in pageants, if they have to pay for their own dresses. But I guess you answered it for Miss Kentucky. But what if you're in like a local hometown pageant? You have to pay for all of that?
I mean, it just depends. So Kentucky, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Ohio are all under Proctor Productions, and Proctor girls are sponsored by Henry's for nationals. But going into Kentucky, we had to pay for our own dresses.
Oh, wow.
And some of the girls for USA, I think, had to pay for their own dresses too. It just depends on your director and your production. Yeah, but going into like the local pageants, you always have to pay for that.
So that can get pretty expensive. What's the most expensive dress that you've bought?
Well, I've gotten really lucky, and I have like a lot of sponsors, and my Kentucky gown was actually like designed from scratch, handmade by Sarita Begley. She did that, completely sponsored it for me. Like, she is amazing. The dress was beautiful. I'm wearing it again soon for a secret upcoming thing.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, because it literally deserves its moment even more, because it's literally stunning. But I mean, I will say my dress, the yellow dress, was 17 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was custom. Julia Giovanni made it, but I didn't have to pay for it. But that's how much it came out to.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, because they're like couture, you know?
So like a hometown pageant girl probably wouldn't normally spend 17 grand.
Probably.
You'd be surprised. We are in the South. This is a
That's
southern pageant state.
They go
in. Like, yeah, I think some of the teens at Kentucky that just happened, some of those gowns were like 12 grand, but they're beautiful.
Out of their own dime,
their own pocket.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but I mean, they're in stunning dresses, and they look so beautiful on stage. And yeah, I mean, it's custom fit, so it like is very flattering on the body. Like,
yes.
That's why they
do
do
you
it.
have a favorite competition in pageants?
I mean, I guess USA or America. Like, I think those are the two that I've tuned into the most over the last few years.
Maybe I'm using the wrong verbiage.
Oh.
Is it like each like
the portion
like each category, I guess? Okay.
Yes, category.
We're learning.
Yes.
We're learning.
No, that makes sense. Definitely swim. Yeah, I love swim just because I love to strut. I love not speaking.
Yes.
I love not answering a question.
Yes.
And it's just fun. It's more fun. Like, you're supposed to be more upbeat and like walk a little faster, and the music's always really good. They always choose like great songs for pageants.
So you don't get to choose your own music?
No.
Oh.
No.
But like in baseball, you have a walk-up song. So I feel like you should get
that
one.
would be pretty good. So funny. You choose your walk-up song.
That would be like the hardest decision.
That would be hard.
I'm like, just take all the decisions away from me. Honestly, that's how I am. I'm like, just tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Yes.
So swimsuit, huh?
Yes, definitely swim.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you choose out your own swimsuit, or do you have a stylist for that as well?
So for Kentucky, we had to get our own. The only stipulations were either black or hot pink. And then for, it's funny you ask, for USA, they actually had me in a white swimsuit, and we had to do a photo shoot beforehand on the beach, like a swimsuit. And I had it on for that, and it like got messed up at the swimsuit. So then I had to go and get a new one. So then that's when I was in like the, infamous red.
The red, and it looked so good.
Yeah, so they picked them for us. But yes, with Heat Swimwear was the sponsored brand for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think that was just like destiny that happened, because that red looked so good on you.
I was like, that was God.
Yeah, that was God. That was God.
Looking out for me because, I loved the red.
Yes, it looked
really,
so good.
I felt more confident in it for sure.
Yeah, I love that. There's literally so many questions that I have. So I'm not a genius as we're learning about pageants, but I have absolutely seen the movie Mean Girls, and I know how girls can be.
Oh, yeah.
And so what I'm dying to know is like, there's got to be some drama behind the scenes with pageants, right?
Well, as any environment that is like a pressure cooker and high tension and it is competitive, there's going to be, it's competition. Like there's going to be people handle it in different ways. People just act different when it comes to things like that. But I will say I got a great class of girls.
That's good.
Yeah, like I said, you already heard, I'm so close with so many of them.
Yes.
We're going to celebrate Miss Nebraska next weekend in Miami.
Miss Michigan is the one who won Miss USA, right?
Yes.
Are you still best friends with her?
Well, yeah, we're all pretty close. She was a Proctor girl, or is still a Proctor girl too. So she was like my sister queen. So it was me, her, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. I roomed with Ohio. She roomed with Pennsylvania. So yeah, we're like under the same production. She was there when I won Kentucky.
Yeah,
so
sick.
yeah,
Oh
that
my
was really
gosh.
special. There were three Proctor girls in the top 5.
Wow.
That's
yeah.
so
You're
cool.
like Ohio, Michigan, and then Kentucky, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah.
So
Very special.
It's kind of like a different dynamic when you're making friends in this because you're literally all from different states.
Yeah.
So how do you all like meet up and stay in touch? You have to like make a lot of trips.
Yeah, it's not easy, but you'd be surprised. Like I ran into Crystal, Miss Tennessee, in what airport was that? Some airport.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and like we're like, what are the odds? Like, and she's someone who I've stayed very, very close with, and she lives in Miami now, but she is from Tennessee. So sometimes she'll be there, and I have friends there, so we'll try to meet up then. And then I just saw Miss West Virginia. I judged the pageant. Literally, was that yesterday? 2 days ago. And so we're really close, and it's just it happens more than you think. Like we were all at New York Fashion Week together, and then we're all heading to Miami to celebrate Nebraska's birthday.
That's
Cammie,
so cool.
yeah, in literally 2 weeks. So we kind of just make it work because we got so close because it is a pressure cooker. Heightened emotions and all the things like that. You bond over a traumatic experience. No, not traumatic.
I would imagine it is a little traumatic, certain parts of it, like maybe at like a younger stage, right? And maybe like once you get to Miss USA, it's a little bit more mainstream. But was there do you have any trauma? And some of you like
Any trauma?
The only trauma I would say is the lack of sleep. There is no sleep in that Miss USA.
I can imagine.
Yeah, 3 a.m. hair and makeup call times. You're in bed by 1 a.m. Yeah, there is no sleep.
Lots
but that
of
kind
coffee.
of lots of coffee. But I think it adds to the fun.
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, you're just
Are you sitting in the makeup
delirious.
chair for like hours getting your glam done?
I mean, they don't have hours. They have maybe an hour, 45 minutes sometimes.
Okay.
It's funny. I actually overslept one of the days. The worst conditions to oversleep in.
Yeah.
At Miss USA, she has to slick that infamous pony
Yes.
in 15 minutes. Shout out Becky Minger. She did that.
Shout out
She
her.
did that
She
because I
did that.
overslept, and she was like calling my phone, blowing up my phone. I said, "How did I do that?"
Oh my
and
gosh.
it was like I woken up at like 5 a.m. I was
Yes.
supposed to be up at like 3. It was like crazy.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yes, yeah, they don't have a lot of time. And also, I did my own makeup.
I was about to
So,
ask that
yeah.
because like I feel like if you all had the same like makeup artist, it would be like it wouldn't make sense. So you do
No.
that all yourself.
Well, no, you can pick. So
Okay.
a lot of people do get hair and makeup, but I like how I do my makeup,
Yeah.
and she would touch it up for me and like kind of like add like the finishing touches. Just like, because stage makeup is different than like everyday
For
makeup.
sure.
And I've known how to do stage makeup because of dance. So for dance, like you are doing it yourself the majority of the time. In modeling, sometimes you get it done. But I think it is really important, especially in pageantry and modeling, to know how to do your own hair
Yes.
and makeup, just because you will be put in situations where that's needed. But it was really scary, like doing my own makeup at Miss USA. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
But I kind of was like, I mean, people say it looks good, so I'm just going to
it
go with that.
did.
You know your makeup better than anyone, and Sarah
Yes,
has
you
her
know your
opinions
face.
on like
I was
getting
literally
your makeup done.
we were
Yes.
talking about this the other day because I've obviously with modeling I've had a bunch of different makeup artists and I'm
Yeah.
like at the end of the day I just like how I do my makeup
Literally.
because it's me. Like I don't feel like myself when
Exactly.
somebody else
You feel different.
You
like
do.
It's like with the eyes.
Yes.
For me, it's the eyes.
It's
like,
always the eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so
you want to
weird.
you just feel the most confident when you feel like yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was something you mentioned earlier, then we kind of just like went off. But you said
Yes.
you had a really good class of girls
Yes.
for Miss USA. For Miss Kentucky, how was that class of girls? Good as well?
Also amazing. Like everyone was so nice. I stay in contact with bunches of them. And some of them were competing again this year. So that was really nice to see them come back
good.
and, see how they've grown, and everyone's grown, because it changes year to year. But yeah, everyone's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
They're
I was
sweet
watching.
girls.
Yeah, I was watching. Like I said, I was watching it last night, and one girl won, or like got into the next round. I think it was whatever, top 20 or whatever. And the girl to the left kind of had like this look, like after like letting go of her hand, like she was like smiling, like yes, so great. And then she went to the side and went, oh no. And so does that happen a lot?
I mean, more than like being like, "Ugh, she shouldn't have made it."
Right.
She's probably like, dang it, like she's probably just like
probably
thinking
hard to
about
hide your
herself.
emotions.
Yeah, she's probably just like, oh no, I hope I make it, or like upset that she didn't make it, because it is upsetting,
Yeah.
when you've worked so hard,
Yeah.
and especially like for Miss USA, like you are putting your everything in to get there, and once you get there, it's rolling.
Yes.
So
And it's
you
it's
know.
a mix of emotions because
Mix
you're
of
happy
emotions,
for the
you
other
are.
girls, but it's also like,
right,
oh.
you're like, I wish that was me.
Yes.
So yeah, it happens,
Yeah.
but it's never anything that I've seen, at least, where people are like mean to others because
Right.
of it. So,
Sure.
Yeah.
Then, sorry, Sarah, if you have questions too, bounce in. Last one though.
You're on a roll.
But so a lot of the girls, they have like a really big smile.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder, like, is that their real smile? Is that their pageant smile?
Right, yeah.
Do you think you can tell like a distinct difference between someone's pageant smile versus just like everyday laughter smile?
I mean, yes. And I feel like you guys would know more than me because you guys are like people who are watching from the outside. Like, can you tell when it doesn't seem
For sure,
genuine?
I couldn't tell for you.
No, I couldn't
Mine
for
was
you.
real because
Yes.
I
You
was
had a
laughing.
great smile.
I could not tell for you at all.
Thanks. I'm glad you thought that
Yes.
because I was literally having so much fun up there.
Yes.
And that's usually the case. Like, we're having fun. You're happy to be there. You're on the Miss USA stage. Like, why
Yes.
wouldn't you smile? But yes, a lot of it like is rehearsed and it's practice. It's a routine.
Right.
So it's like you want to be prepared, but it's like you don't want to be over prepared to the point where it looks robotic and
Right.
it looks disingenuous. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we are a dating podcast, and you mentioned that you have a boyfriend.
Yes.
So I was gonna ask you because my boyfriend struggles with this a lot too. Does your boyfriend struggle with like dating a literal queen, like a literal queen?
You are funny. You said he needs some
He
tips.
needs to learn a little
That
bit.
is so funny. I'm screaming. I will say, no, he's great. He's
Yes.
so supportive through all of it, and he hypes me up. Like anytime we're walking in somewhere, like I will not like lead with that. Like,
Right.
He's like, "This is Miss Kentucky."
I
And it's
love
like,
that.
this is like he will
By the
tell
way.
people. Yeah, like he'll tell people, and he's very proud of it, and he'll like repost things, and like he'll post me, like I'm like literally just me, like on his story. I'm like, what? This is your Instagram.
Yes.
Post yourself. But
It's like a fan page for
Literally,
you.
no, he is very sweet. And
I
he's very
love that.
supportive. But I think it helps that he also is in the public eye a lot. He knows a lot of people, and he in the horse industry, like a lot of people know him. So like when we go to events, he like I don't have to worry about him.
Yes.
He's off talking.
He's
He's
talking.
chatting because
Yeah,
he will
he's
always
good.
know somebody wherever we go, and then I'll always know somebody wherever he takes
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
So it kind of works out in that way. And I've been in other relationships where that's not the case, but it's not not necessarily something that's like a problem.
Yeah.
It's just like that I think helps in this specific relationship. Like he is already in that mode
Yes.
a lot of the time. So yeah.
You guys are literally the epitome of Kentucky. We've got Miss Kentucky and we've got somebody in the horse industry. It's like
yeah.
it's the full circle moment.
Horse capital. Yeah.
It is. So I know a lot of relationships really struggle with jealousy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if your boyfriend's ever gone to one of your pageants before.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. No. Yeah.
Well, he's been to pageants with me. Like he was at Miss Kentucky this year, but we weren't dating when I won Miss Kentucky, and then when I won Miss USA, I was dating someone else.
Oh, I see.
She said,
So maybe that could lead
Yeah.
into the reason why you're not together with the past boyfriend anymore. But there's 50 girls on the stage in front of
Yeah,
you, all
yeah,
looking
yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
Right. So
How
true.
do you not deal with jealousy or worrying about the fact that
Yeah.
maybe your boyfriend has an eye for
I know.
Miss, Hawaii
Yeah.
or
she's
something?
the prettiest girl up
Literally.
there. Duh.
No, and that's so true because I'm like, these girls are stunning. Like, I think they're prettier than me, and like, I think they're just amazing. Like, I have nothing but good things to say about them. So yes, I think that is a very valid concern, but it just comes back to trust. You know,
Yeah.
like he's my boyfriend, he knows me, and like. You just have to hope and trust that outweighs
Yes.
any potential desire. But, you
Yes.
know, I mean, I don't think he has wandering eyes.
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
Was that an issue with the ex-boyfriend who went to the pageant?
Parker.
Okay.
No, well, yes, he did cheat on me.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
well, that's a
But that's okay. No, and I'm fine. You know, like he's
It's always
happy.
the most beautiful queens
No.
that it happens to.
You know, it's
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
He's happy in a new relationship, and I'm happy in a new relationship. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
fair
cool.
enough. If there's anything you don't want to keep in, we can totally cut it. But I have
I
the
do
hard hitting
not care.
question.
I
so.
told
Ask
you.
them. Ask them.
I told
I'll tell you.
That's a genuine question. I mean, there's girls on the stage, and I'm
No.
sure a guy with wondering eyes.
He
would
needs to be put on blast.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you. Well, you're obviously like a very glamorous queen. Is there anything you like to do with your boyfriend that's maybe like unglamorous?
Yes, we do a lot of glamorous things because this is not me 90% of the time. Like and this is not me like ever actually. But there's one thing we do, and I think this is something that like I love in relationships is when like you have your thing with your boyfriend or with your partner. And so our thing is that we go on his electric bike.
Oh,
It's
cool.
literally insane. This thing has 80 horsepower.
Oh, jeez.
It is dangerous.
Oh my gosh.
It's not.
So how do you
We
guys
made it one. No, literally, it's literally not supposed to hold 2 people. But we like ride it around the farm, and it's just like our thing. Like it's when the sun is out, especially in the summer, and we'll ride it like around sunset. And I make sure he goes really slow when I'm on it. No, literally, I'm like slow down, like every 5 seconds. And it's just like our thing, and it's not glamorous. And like we have to like go in and suit up. Like I'll put on like his sweatpants and sweatshirts and sunglasses because the bugs get like literally in your hair and like in your mouth. But it's just like our thing, and it's so much fun, and he loves it. He loves that bike. I love that. Yeah. So
Parker just bought a side by side, and I'm the same. He's like going 30 miles an hour, and I'm like, stop.
I'm glad you can relate. Yes. And he needs to watch this. My boyfriend better watch this. Yes. And so slow down, Gavin.
Yes. Slow down.
Have you ever let your boyfriend wear like your crowns?
Well, it's funny you asked that. Not my crown, but he'll like my little like hair pieces, like my little extensions. He'll put them on and run around. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, what are you doing? He thinks he's so funny.
That's funny.
He's like, I'm hilarious. I'm like, take it off. I love it though. I secretly eat it up. It's so cute.
Have you taught him the model walk yet?
No,
we're waiting on that. Okay, wait.
I've given him a few lessons.
That's a good date night for the future. Maybe we'll do that this week.
Yes,
I think you should. You can try it here at Shamrocks. Where we are now.
He's tall. He's got the long legs. Like he's built for it.
Yeah. So I mean, your boyfriend sounds great, and I'm sorry that he wasn't able to make it onto the podcast. But I feel like dating, being a queen, is there a lot of men that are there at some of these pageants that are there as well? And what are the men normally doing in the pageants? I don't normally see them. I feel like there's most of the people at pageants are girls. Yeah. Right.
So it is like a female dominated industry, which I love. But yeah, I mean, there are men who are directors, and they're great directors. At West Virginia, I was just at. His name's Jake Scott Reed, and he's one of my favorite people in this earth. Yeah, and he's. I think he just took over Empower 2 Productions recently. But yeah, that's just one example of a guy who's in charge. But as for like the dads and the boyfriends, like they'll sit in the audience, and I will say, like even you guys saw last night when you were watching, it's entertaining.
It's so entertaining.
Like boy, girl, whatever your interest is, like it's fun.
Parker was into it.
Parker was fun. You're placing bets. Like you're literally, it's such a fun like environment, and they try to make the show entertaining for the dads and the boyfriends. That's what Kent Parham, he's the choreographer for Proctor. English for Proctor, and that's what he said. He was like, I want to make this show entertaining for everybody who comes and watches. So like they like make it like visually appealing, and they just keep it upbeat. So they just sit there, I guess, and they take their personal votes.
Yes.
Like anyone else.
Well, I know you're booed up, I'm booed up, but for like models as a whole, like I have some model friends, and like they have like types. Like model girls do not like model boys. Right. They like the athletes. Yeah. Is that like a thing in the pageant world? Like, do pageant girls have like a specific type that they like?
I don't know. I think it just depends, because we are all so different. We come from different backgrounds. We're different ages, different states even. So a lot of different cultures going on. So I wouldn't say that there's like a specific type. Yeah. But obviously, like, if you're a queen, you're looking for a man who can match that. Yes. Who can match that caliber, Yes. Like looking for a king, looking for a mister. Yes. A mister, whatever the title is. So I guess that would be type wise, like someone who can handle it, someone who's like confident enough to, not be insecure and not be jealous, and things like that.
That's a good point though. You're literally from all over the whole country. It's like everybody's so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure it's hard to find a man like that. And you said that you were a judge earlier. Yeah. And so when you were single, do you ever judge men like you judge the women on the stage?
Like in life?
Just
I mean, it's like, well, his walk's not good. He's not strong enough. He's not this, whatever, things like that.
Well, yes. No, I'm very picky. I will say that.
You should be.
Yeah. And I've always been that way. Yeah. Like my friends, I'm always the friend that's like, ew. Like, when they bring someone around that's like, no, you can do better.
You can do better.
But no, only if I really think that. But for myself, like I have high standards, and it's like, and I don't know, what I like is very specific. Like people are like, but he's this and this and this. And I'm like, okay, not the one for me. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting. I don't even know if I can classify my type. Right. Because of how like different the guys that I've been with are. But yeah, I will say I'm very picky.
I think this is, my friends say the same thing. I'm like, you should be picky.
Like, there's no reason to not be.
Yes, you're picking somebody who's like gonna be by your side all the time.
Like, you're spending a lot of time with this person.
Yes.
So yeah, for sure.
That makes sense. And then you have such white teeth, which is just really like exuberating.
We were talking about it all. We were like, every time she smiles, we were like, I'm blinded.
Stop it.
Man, right? Like, does your boyfriend have as white teeth as you do?
He does have really good teeth.
So
and
what's
white
the
teeth.
key to
we
this?
need some
like,
tips.
what are we doing?
I don't know. I use whitening toothpaste, but I don't
Okay.
like use whitening strips or anything, which I feel like I should, but I don't like
It's
literally
just
just
toothpaste.
I don't know.
It's her genetics.
No,
She's just born like this.
No, I just made this. No, just kidding. No, I don't know. Like I just use like the Sensodyne Pronamel.
Okay.
Like the one that the dentist tells you to
Yep.
use. I
Alright,
use that
alright.
toothpaste, the extra whitening one, and I've used it for years. But I feel like I'm
I'm going
really
to the store
sensitive
after
teeth.
this.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about the same. Do all the other girls do the same kind of routine for the teeth? Because everybody
Right.
in pageants have just a
Have, like, the
perfect
white
smile,
teeth.
like the incredibly straight teeth. Like
Yes.
that's kind of hard to find.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
mean that a lot of people do. I think get veneers, which
Okay.
I feel like that's like becoming less and less because of like TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, I bet you guys have seen like on TikTok where people are like don't get
They're
veneers.
dragging the veneers.
Yes, but I will say I think veneers have been a thing, but I also think like like you just want to have white teeth. Like you're up there, you want to look your best in every sense.
Yeah.
So it's like people use like the whitening strips, those Crest ones,
Yeah.
or those trays where you like put the little solution in there
Sure.
and put it in just like whitening treatments.
Yes.
Basically, but yeah.
This is kind of a girly question, but
Yeah.
it's like when I'm doing my makeup, I definitely have my favorite part of my routine.
Yeah.
What's your like favorite like part of your makeup routine?
It switches around. What is my favorite part? I like the initial putting on of my foundation.
Yes.
Because it just is really satisfying, and like I'll pump it on the little brush, and then I like will do it in little sections, like put it here and here, and then I don't know. I think it's just like the base. I guess the base is my favorite part.
I love that.
Mascara used to be my fave, but it is a pain in the butt.
It is.
So I don't.
Well, I mean, you've got like a perfect wing right now. I don't know if y'all can see because it's not super zoomed in, but like, how have you, that is hard to do.
It's funny because
That
I have no
is-
clue what she's talking about right now. I don't know what
She
it
has
is.
the
Okay,
most
this is not for
perfect
me.
eyeliner wing
Thank
right
you.
there. Do you
Oh,
see
this
that?
thing.
Right here.
The black.
It's perfect. How do you do that?
Well, it's taken a lot of practice.
Yes.
And I use the one that's like a brush, like the elf.
Okay, yes.
Like not a pin, not a
Yes.
felt tip. Like it's literally a brush. So it's like really easy to mess up, and I do.
Yeah.
Like often. I just got lucky today.
It looks really
Honestly,
good.
I just got lucky.
You
Sometimes
did
it goes
great.
well.
So
you.
there's so much more to share, and there's so little time to share it. But you, as we were talking about, you judge the pageants,
Yes.
and that seems like so much fun. I would
That
absolutely
would
love
be fun.
to be a judge, and I hate to say it, but I can find myself being relatively judgmental at times,
Yeah.
and I know that's not okay. But it sounds like a blast, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
what's the criteria that you are following when judging?
Yeah.
And then what are some major red flags for the girls that are walking across the stage?
Yeah.
Things like that.
So I'll like speak to specifically like the USA system because that's what I compete in, and that's the one I just judged. So for that, we were looking for personality in interview. Like I said, it's less about what you say and more about how you say it, how you make the judges feel. Someone who's happy to be there, someone who has a clear plan for their year and like clear plan for like their reign as a title holder. Just things that like are very obvious that you would think, like that's important to be a representative of your state. And then on stage, basically, if you're confident, again, if you're happy to be there, don't look at the floor, don't like have wondering eyes. Like you want to have an impact on the judges, so make eye contact with the judges, things like that. And as for like if it's fun, it is fun, but it's also like since I've been on the other side, like I can like kind of feel for the girls because like they're nervous,
Right.
that they like have put so much into it. So it's like I feel like I can be more on the lenient side when judging because of that. Which I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
No.
And me specifically, and I think a lot of judges do this, like 5, because a lot of the times you judge like on a scale of 1 to 10 and no half points, just to keep it, easier to tabulate. But I like have 5 as my average. So if you show up and you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you look good, I like the girl, she gets a 5. If she's doing more than that, that's when I start to go up.
Okay.
So it's not like a good average is like an 8.
Right.
Yeah, I keep it at 5. So then I just think that makes more sense. And it does make it easier. Like once you see a bunch of girls like starting at that 5, like does help keep it relatively like centered,
sure,
calibrated. Yeah.
That makes sense. If you were to break it down to percentages, how much of the percentages is like looks alone or outfit or conversation? Because there's obviously the different what's the word we looked at, like topics or like the categories. Categories.
Right.
I guess I'm trying to figure out, because I feel like a lot of people who spectate, they may immediately just look at like, oh, who's the most beautiful girl subjectively.
Right. Exactly.
But I would imagine you can't really judge off of a subjective opinion.
Yeah. And that obviously plays into it, not really attractiveness, like subjectively, but more just like who's put together and who's like, you can tell that they like showed up looking their best. So that's more than like looking for the prettiest or whatever. I think it technically is swimsuit, interview, and evening gown are all equal, so around 33. But like they do say like interview is 50%, even if it is that the thirds, like interview is where they pick their winner. And that's true. It weighs the most, because it's like, you can change a walk, you can change wardrobe, you can fix a gown, you can get someone in the gym if they need to get in the gym. But which we don't condone that. Very PR with me.
As you should.
Right. But like when it comes down to like personality and who a person is, like that is what it is.
Right.
You can't change that. You can't really teach that. So
that's good.
Yeah. So it's like that's why it's 50% and it's so important, and that's why it's the scariest part.
Right.
Because you're like, I hope that they like know me and can see me in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That was 2 questions. I'm like, how the heck did they see me?
Yeah.
But they did.
But they did.
I guess. Yeah. Like, I guess they did, and it worked out. But you just like, you hope and you pray that you get out what you need to get out, and they can like sense your aura and your vibe.
Yes.
And like from the very short amount of time. And then on-stage question, though, I think that's what a lot of people think interview is. On-stage question is technically not judged. And I don't think people get that. Yeah, it's not judged. So by the time you are at top 5 question, they just rank you. Like each judge will rank you first, or like winner, first runner-up, second runner-up, whatever. And then they can change their votes based off of your question from there. But typically it will stay the same. So like if they like you and like you've done well the whole competition and then you bomb your on-stage question, which has happened, like you can still place very well. Because because it's like, and that's, people don't realize that.
You're teaching us, because we did not know that.
Yeah, and it makes sense that people wouldn't know. And I think it also is for optics, because at that point, the audience hasn't seen you speak.
Sure.
Right.
So like they're giving the audience an opportunity to like see that part of you, because again, that kind of sets it apart from just like a modeling competition.
Yes.
Like it's a pageant. So you have to be able to speak, you have to be able to hold your own in like certain situations, if you're being interviewed, if you're being asked hot topic questions, things like that. So that's why they do it. And also sometimes they use it as a tiebreaker. So if there are 2 that you can't really decide between, that can help. And so that's what it's used for.
That's interesting. I love though that it's like, obviously you are all beautiful and just gorgeous, but it's not just a beauty competition.
No,
it's about like who you are.
To you.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more than just looks and walking around the stage.
Yes.
But that is a fun part of it.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
How do you these interviews seem brutal, right? When I watch it, like
that seems like the scary part.
These questions almost are impossible to answer.
The on-stage question?
Well, I don't know, but sorry.
Yes.
You're right.
No, I know.
Vocabulary is wrong. Not the interview. The on-stage question seems brutal. And
like standing there with the headphones.
Yes.
The pressure's on.
Oh my God. Stop, I have PTSD.
How in the world do you prepare for that?
I mean, you can't. You know, like you can, but you can't. So like you just want to know who you are. Like you just want to know yourself. You want to know your stance on basically everything in the world. Because if they do ask you a question that's super polarizing like that, you just want to be able to give your opinion. And it's like, if the judges disagree with you, they can't disagree with the fact that you are eloquent and you stand on what you believe and if you can back it up. And that's the point. So like you can't really prepare. Like you don't know what they're going to ask you. They can ask you like a super easy question, which sometimes those are hard too, because you've been like working it up and overthinking. Or they can ask you something really polarizing. So
what's the hardest question you've ever been asked?
My onstage question at Kentucky was hard.
What was it?
It was, and I'm probably fudging the words a little bit because again, I blacked out. But it was like, and I haven't watched that back either. I need to. I'm like waiting for a special time. But they were like, if there was a law you could create to protect the rights of Kentuckians, what would it be and how would you enforce it? I think it was like something.
That is hard.
Yes. I was like, excuse me?
If you asked me that right now, I would literally say world peace.
World peace. That's it.
World
Thank
peace.
you. No. Yeah, just about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you had to
really
answer
hard.
that in how many seconds do you have?
I think you have 30.
30 seconds, and then you
That's
obviously
hard.
don't want to pause for too long before you answer, right?
I did.
You did?
you
Okay.
have
I sure did.
think.
I literally stood there. I was like,
That's probably better than just saying
question.
right. Yeah,
nothing.
I think that's better than like rambling or trying to fill
I
the time
agree.
because that's obvious. I was like, I'm gonna think about it. Like,
Yeah.
But the truth is, I wasn't thinking. There was no thoughts in my brain.
You're just like,
there were
oh gosh, what do I say?
Literally, I thought like I can remember this part. The only thing that was going through my brain in the silence was speak.
Yeah.
Speak. Like I was just saying, say something.
Yeah.
That's literally, and I don't know where that answer came from. It was like a decent answer.
You
I'm
just
gonna watch
gotta
it
pull
later.
it from like the
And
depths
literally, I was
of
like,
wherever
where
you
did
can.
that come from? Again, that was God, like helping me. He like literally planted that in my
Yes.
brain, like because I don't know. Yeah, it was so hard, and that was my first time doing it ever, and that is my worst nightmare. Like,
That is
Yeah.
a hard question.
like why did I do that? Why did I do this to myself?
Clearly, you had a good answer though because you won.
Good enough. It wasn't.
Yes.
It wasn't the best answer, obviously. Like some of those girls are like just so good at it, and they're so eloquent, and they're so smart. But it worked out.
Wow, there has been a lot of knowledge bombs this entire
lot.
episode.
Yes.
We've learned so much about pageants and Miss USA, Miss America, and obviously we've learned so much about Connor Perry, which has been so
Yes.
incredible having you.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you
this
very
has
much.
been
And
really
a huge
fun.
thank
We
you to
love having
Shamrocks
you.
here in Brandon Crossing in Lexington, Kentucky for allowing us to set up right here on these incredible records. And
Literally so cool.
Keeping the vibe
cute.
going of our retro diner.
Right.
We got some records and some vinyls. So
Great for pictures and podcasts.
yes. Thank you, Shamrock.
Yeah.
Facts. Oh, last thing I wanted to ask you was simple question. What's next? Where are you going to go from here?
I don't like that question. I mean, I have some things in the works. I actually have a lot of things that like I can't even say yet.
Yeah.
But there are things.
Stay
And I like to
tuned.
keep the people surprised.
I love that.
That's like my
too.
thing. But yes, continuing to model and probably pursuing that even harder, now that like I have a little bit more free time. Not
Yeah.
really. I say
Yeah.
that, but there is none. But yeah, pursuing modeling some more. And then I still work with all of the nonprofit arts organizations that I work with. I've done that for years. So continuing to do that.
Well, y'all got to go
Yeah.
follow her on all her socials so you can see
Yeah.
all of her surprises coming up.
if you want.
She's got some things in the works.
Yes, I do.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Thank you, Connor Perry. And until next time.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.